Good morning, everybody, or good evening, or good afternoon, whatever time of day it is. I'd like to give a shout out to this channel, another small channel I found, who does farming the way I like to farm. He's got a series going called Vintage Survival Oak City.
House. We've got a shed,
He's
side
got
shed.
quite the thing going on here. I've been keeping up with his series for quite some time now, and every time I watch one of his videos, it just makes me want to play this map more and more. You know, just it looks like a pretty cool map. I've dabbled with it a little bit, but the more I watch him, the more I want to play. So this series I'm starting, another series that I'll probably start and never finish, is inspired by this person. He's all the way on the other side of the world from me. I'm in the United States. I believe he's in Australia. I'm sure he'll correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think he's from Australia. So yeah, I thought I'd give his channel. I mostly just watch his farm simulator stuff, but he does have other videos that I haven't really shown a whole lot of interest in. I'm just interested in his farm thing that he's got going on. But he does have other games he plays. I see he's got a train simulator thing going on. But yeah, if you're into vintage survival, definitely check out his channel. Again, he's the inspiration for what I'm about to start here. So yeah, keep up the awesome videos, Mod Racer 73. Oh, what was that? Oh my goodness. I think I may have an obsession. I think I might need some kind of help. I almost got 100 different maps on here. Alright, there's the one I'm looking for. Start from scratch. As little money as possible. Must pay back that money. Hard economy. So we're essentially starting from zero. I had to do this. I just had to give this a try. Alright, there's a couple mods I gotta sort through here. Hold on. Just a few mods, you know, just a few. And here we are. We are in Oak City. No vehicles. No nothing. We own nothing. We have nothing. Except a $100,000 bank loan that must be paid off in 3 years. So essentially we're starting from zero. But in order to buy some land and get a start on anything, you got to have something to start with. There are some collectible flowers on this map, but I only found a couple of them. I don't know where they're at. I'm not going to go looking for them, so here's the rule I came up with that. If I come across a flower by accident, I will accept it. I'll just pretend, hey, I found a rare species of flower. I'll accept the money for it. I don't think you get paid a whole lot. I think it's like $1,000 or $10,000 for finding a collectible. But yes, there are, I forget how many collectibles there are on here. Oh, there's 71 of them. So there are 71 collectibles on this map. And when I did a test run, I found, I think, 1 or 2. And I already kind of forgot where they were at. I think I'm going to go with my usual rules. I can do contracts, but I must own the equipment in order to do the contract. I think this round, I am going to allow leasing. Like if I do absolutely need a big certain kind of equipment, I think I'll allow it, but I'm not going to depend on it. I do prefer to own my own stuff. Obviously, no super strength, no cheaty type mods. I think I'm going to keep the vintage thing going. I'm going to try to keep all equipment like the year 2000 or before. So try to stick with the smaller vintage equipment. And I don't know, maybe I'll just kind of make things up a little bit as I go. Like I said, I didn't come up with a clear, perfect plan. Just so I am not copying his gameplay so much. I think he owns this plot up here, which is a nice, good little starting plot. I thought about it, but I thought, nah, it's too much like what he's doing. I did manage to find a plot that's a little closer to town. A little more work is required on this plot. I think I'm going to start on 186. It's a little cheaper. That's 47, and the plot he started on I think costs more. Yeah, that's 51,000. So this plot is a little cheaper, a little closer to town. So I think I'm going to buy that right away. That just took half of our fundulation. Oh, there's some settings I should probably set also. You know, we don't want this saving every 15 minutes. Let me double check. I do want crop destruction on. Yeah, we should have that on. I do want to make this fairly hard. I want it hard. I think everything else is set. I want to check precision. I'm going to also use precision farming. I want to double check my strength mode. Okay, 100 kilograms, that's good. See, when that's set 200, that's too much. There's no way a regular person can lift 400 pounds or 200 kilograms. 100 kilograms, that seems more human-like. That's around, 100 kilograms is around 200 pounds in American. And a good, healthy, strong guy can lift 200 pounds. But 400 pounds, that's more like a professional weightlifter or something. So I do like to turn that down a bit. I think all my other settings are set to where I want them. If anybody sees a setting that I should be changing, I think I got it set. I'm also using the enhanced loan system. That seems a little more realistic. Alright. So we got our little plot of land. And it's going to need a lot of work. So basically we own this whole little plot. I see we got a few trees here we could knock down and make a little money. Ooh, look at all this lovely rock we got to bust up. So yeah, it's going to be a tough struggle starting out on this little plot of land. How many acres did we own anyway? I don't think it was a whole lot of acreage. I'm guessing 5 or less. Can't be too many acres. Okay, so about a little over 3. Got about 3.5, not quite 3.5 acres. Expand-wise, well, not a whole lot for cheap land around us, so we'll probably be stuck with this little plot for some time. I see there's a little chunk over here maybe we could upgrade into in the future. I do love that we're close to town. It looks like a nice little plot of land. Needs a lot of work. So, yeah, let's run into town. And let's see what I can come up with starting equipment. I definitely want to knock down some trees. Rock I'll deal with later. Do we have any contracts coming up here? Nothing for contracts just yet. Alright, let's go into town and see what I can come up with here. Alright, here is the lineup. We have an old square body Chevy dually, a nice heavy duty pickup truck, only $6,000. I love this mod. Bit of a gas hog with a 454, but she's a classic. A nice flatbed trailer with a winch to haul stuff around. Nice old, matches that Chevy beautifully, I think. Skid steer, a very handy little cheap skid steer. I think it was around $8,000. Nice old New Holland skid steer. Did I remember? Yes, I did. I was going to say, make sure you add the extra weights on the back of that old girl, otherwise you'll be tipping forward. Got a bucket. The reason behind the bucket is I do have free landscaping tools, because in my opinion doing landscaping charges way too much. So my rule for that is I'm only allowed to transform the ground if I have a bucket. So we're just going to pretend that I'm pushing dirt around with the bucket when I do a little bit of landscaping. Set of forks for lifting and moving things around. This is the one with the straps, because the game is so finicky when it comes to lifting things. So I do have a mod where you get a set of forks with tension belts, so when you go to lift something you hit L and it straps it on so you can't lose it. Same deal with my logging forks. These also have that strap mod feature where you go to grab something, you strap it, it doesn't. Otherwise, you try. I've used these before without the straps. It kind of works, but it's still finicky. So I'm definitely using the strap mod feature. Stump grinder to get rid of the stumps. And of course, we're doing the survival thing. Bare minimum, I have to have a place to sleep, place to eat, place to take care of nature problems. So I do have a place to sleep and stay at the end of the day. That's another rule I like to have. You know, I try to do the survival thing. So yeah, I do have some place to sleep, eat, and take care of nature's business. You know, sometimes when you gotta go, you know. So that's what that's for. Alright, let's get this stuff over there. Get this pig started. I love the sound of that old Chevy. I think it's going to be a good truck. Let's see, I think the first thing I got to get in here is the porta potty. So we just kind of back up to this here. I'm also going to try, I didn't install that mod, but I'm going to try to not teleport if I can help it. So if I gotta do something, I gotta either walk there or figure out a way to do what I need to do without hitting my tab key. Alright, first things first, let's get the porta potty in the back of the truck. And if I hit the L key, see how it straps on, and it doesn't fall off. I love that mod. Just makes using stuff like this a little easier, because yeah, using forks and moving things around can be very finicky in this game. So I like to keep the realism, but I don't like the struggle too much. There we go, we got our porta potty in the back of the truck there. Alright, I think we're going to have to make 2 trips. So we'll park this here for now. We'll get our house, our temporary living situation until we get started here. As usual, the beginning, it's usually a very big struggle. But I like the struggle. There we go. We got our place to sleep, eat, and poop. Let's head out to our new adventure here. Again, probably another series I won't finish, but we're definitely going to get a good start on it. Like I said, I've been watching Mod Racer 73 so much, it's like, oh god, I couldn't help myself. Alright. Unfortunately, this whole chunk of area is fenced off, and I really don't have a good way to get in there, so we are going to have to take out some of that fence so I can actually get into my property here. I'm just going to take out one section for now, just so I got some little room, bit of little room to get in there. There, that opened that up. We got a lot of work to do, guys, a lot of work. Let's see, where's the best temporary spot for now? I guess anywhere, really. I'll just kind of pull it up along here somewhere. just to get this party started here. Alright, let's head back, and I will get the skid steer and all its accessories loaded up on the trailer and get back over here and get to work. Whoa, 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 careful, careful, careful. It's a good trailer, but yeah, you gotta be a little careful. Make sure you hit them ramps just right, otherwise you slide off the side. I think I can fit everything on here if I'm careful. Oh, there we go. Okay. And last bit item. Our stump grinder. I was hoping I could get it all to fit on there in one go. There we go. Gotta be able to grind the stumps up, you know. Ooh, one more item I almost forgot to buy. I gotta buy a chainsaw yet. Alright, come on. Get up there. Whee! Oh, careful, careful, careful. Gently, gently now, gently. Let's see, I think I want to get this on the center of the axles as much as I can so we're not flopping around too much. There. How do you think of that? We got her all loaded up, boys. I love this trailer and this setup. This looks so awesome. It matches perfectly. Alright, we are loaded. Strap her down. Time to go to work, boys. Time to go to work. And work. We have lots of work to do. What is with the traffic? Oh my goodness. Got our nice little plot of land going on here. Let's see. We got to come up with a good game plan here. I want to be as efficient and make as much money as I possibly can. I think by cutting these trees, de-limbing them, putting on the trailer, taking them to the sawmill, you do make some decent money that way, but if you really want to make good money, especially this big old oak here, he'd be a real pain in the butt to cut up. I do have a mod where you can put down your very own sawmill, and I think there's enough there's not a whole lot for trees on here, but I think there's enough trees on here to make it worth putting down my own sawmill. Plus, shortly, ooh, there's another thing I forgot to check. I probably could have got a good deal on something. Okay, no good deals there. Also, yes, I was wondering when that contract was going to pop up. There are contracts to take care of deadwood. Not a whole lot of money in the contract itself, but you can keep that deadwood. So when I take on this contract, I'm going to keep all the deadwood and I can bring it back to my own sawmill. I do have a mod on here. I think I'm going to go ahead and place that. I think that's worth some good money. It's worth investing in that small sawmill. There it is. Which one do I want? I think I want this one. Yeah, that way we can make boards and beams and get paid much better for our lumber that way. Let's see. Now the strategic thing of how do we want to place this? I think we want to... This is kind of temporary too. I'm not going to be a logger forever. This is just to get us going, make sure we can make them bank payments. I'm thinking somewhere, anywhere in here for now is a good place to... Let's see. I'm so indecisive about things. I'm kind of pre-planning on how I want to lay this out here. Let's see, we don't want to be too close because I want to make this a grass field eventually down the road. So I'm thinking probably anywhere in this general area should be a good spot to place it. Get it up as close to the fence as we can. There, see now how when I placed that it kind of roughed up the ground a little bit? Now this is where we pretend that I took my skid steer with the bucket and I just gently did this. I hate that when you place things down and it messes your ground up. So we just want to, can we go a little stronger than that, please? Feather that out just so it ain't so rough when we're driving around in here. There, we have our portable sawmill all set up, ready to process this mess here. Oh, I forgot to buy my chainsaw. Getting ahead of myself again. We need a nice heavy-duty chainsaw. Let's see, where's that beast? There it is. I want this one. This is the nice one. There, I do believe we are ready to knock down some trees. Oh, before we get into that, let's get things unloaded here. Get things organized here. Get my porta potty set down. You never know, I might have to use the bathroom. Don't tip over, please. Okay, there we go. Might have to use the bathroom, you know, while, you know, working. Let's see, I think for now we just kind of line things up here temporarily. I don't have a shed yet. But before the end of the day, I probably should put up some kind of small shed. You know, this equipment is, you know, got to take care of our stuff. We can't have it out in the rain rusting away, you know. We'll see. Anyway, I think I'll do a quick jump cut here because it's going to take a little time to get this all unloaded. Things laid out and set up the way I want it. See, I'm going to need that to unload my porta potty later here. I'm just going to set this here for now. Get it all unloaded. Alright, I do believe I have this almost set up here. There we go. Alright, we have the bathroom facilities set up temporarily. Let's see, let's get this opened up. What is it? Them key, that key. Open the windows, open the door. Alright. We have a place to sleep, place to put some stuff, place to cook our food, a little bit of water. Not the... It's just a temporary solution, but hey, it works. Let's see, let's kind of make it somewhat official here. Or temporary somewhat official. We need to actually give it a trigger here. Again, this is just temporary, so B, so don't mess up the ground. There. We have our temporary homestead established. Nothing to brag about, but it works. Alrighty, I think we can... Let's get some work done here. Now that we got something established here. Set the forks off to the side. Let's start cutting some lumber down here. Get my logging forks out here and let's see if we can get our first log. Get that sawmill fired up. Oh, there's one more thing I should be doing here. To even make some better money. Hold on here. Getting a little ahead of myself here. Well, I could get that sawmill started. Let's cut one tree, or at least get that dead one done there. Yeah, I can't talk today. Get that dead one cut down and get it started here. All right, chainsaw. Let's whack a tree. Or what's left of this tree. Again, these forks kind of work. Maybe I'll try it. But it just seems like every time I try to grab a log, sometimes it slips out. Yeah, see, that's too heavy already. Oh, maybe I can just kind of slide it over there. You're gonna make me cut you up, ain't you? Nope, we're gonna do this. Come on, we can do this. Alright. See how it's slipping out of there already? So this is where we do it my way. If you go up, leave them open, and instead of trying to grab it, we hit L. See, now it's strapped and it can't fall out of there. And then we just kind of... We just need to slide you over. We don't need to actually lift it. We just need to push you over there. There we go. That saved a bit of time. Whoa! Momentum. Alright, let go. We have our first log in the sawmill. Alright, let's get this fired up so we can get some money rolling. Ooh, we're getting some contracts popping up here. Nice, nice. Alright, let's make a little bit of everything. We'll make some planks, some boards, some beams. That should make us some money. There, I got the sawmill fired up and running. Alright, now there's another thing I like to do to make some money here. Ooh, that tree's in my way though. I gotta get him first. I do want to put down a greenhouse. But normally I don't like regular greenhouses because just adding water to make money seems too unrealistic and cheaty to me. So I do have a greenhouse mod that requires me to buy seed and fertilizer. So I'm going to put that down also. Oh, that was a little closer than I probably should have been. Alright, it's all good, it's all good. We like to live a little bit dangerously. Now, can I get away with hauling this whole tree over there? I think I can. Might be pushing the mechanical limits of my poor little skid steer a bit, but I think we can do this. Oh yeah, look at that. She can handle it. No problem. We just shove that whole tree right over there. Get her all processed here. That saves a lot of work. Trying to delimb and cut up trees, especially this species of tree, is such a pain. So yeah, definitely want to get this this sawmill even if you're doing logging and stuff. That is the way to do it. There. Alright, let's see. Go get that stump ground up right away so I got room for my second piece of things here. You ever have those days where you just can't seem to talk or put sentences together? I'm having one of those days. Maybe it's because I'm so excited at this new adventure that I'm on. Alright. This stump grinder's not the greatest, but it does get the job done, and it's cheap. Can be a little finicky, but it does work. Whoop, 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 whoop. Get it right about there. Bring that up. I do have the lumberjack mod if it does get a little too finicky. You know, just absolutely won't remove the stump. I find if you just kind of move it around and be a little bit patient, it will grind it up eventually. There we go. Now, by getting rid of that tree and that stump, I think that gives me enough room for what I want to put up here. Greenhouses. Yeah, I could plop down something like this, but just adding water, it just doesn't feel right to me. I can't do it. So I do have, it's a little pricey, but it's a really nice looking greenhouse. Where's the one with the tree? There we go. That just looks more like a nice old, neat looking old vintage garden here. Okay, let's line it up, keep it straight. And we want to take advantage of all the land I possibly can. I think I'm going to make that the driveway just to my right. Alright, I also want it kind of up against the fence there. Let's get out towards the road as far as we can. Gotta take advantage of every little piece of land I can get my fingers on here. I think that's the spot. Ooh, hold on. Just in case it doesn't do what I want it to do here. This is where I, again, turn off autosave and then save at critical points. Because again, when you're doing something like this and that doesn't quite do what you want it to do, you can always go back. You got to have a retreat, especially when it comes to placing things down. And I'm thinking right there. Okay, it deformed the land a little bit. Not too bad. Again, we're going to pretend we put the bucket on, and we're going to touch this up a little bit. Okay, let's extend that out a little ways so I can feather it out and make it look nice. Yeah, when you place things down, it doesn't always place exactly like how you want it to, so sometimes you got to do a little finesse in here. There, we just want it so it kind of feathers out and looks nice. There we go. That looks much better. Feather that out a little bit. Ooh, it's a little rough in the driveway here too. Just kind of feather things out just a smidge. Make it look nice. There. That looks pretty decent. I don't think that looks too bad. Okay, how does that look up close? That looks pretty decent. Oh, we got to turn the trigger on here. Yeah, this greenhouse gives you the option where you can just walk through it. That's too unrealistic, but you got to switch here. There, that turns the collision on so you can't walk through the fence anymore. I like that. There we go. Our first garden. Also, another nice feature about this greenhouse, when the winter months hit and things get cold, I can continue to grow things through the winter. I love that feature on this greenhouse. But it's August, so we don't need that up just yet. Now, another thing I'm going to do, I am not running all the way to the river to haul water back and forth. I do have a mod that lets me put in a point, my very own well. We are going to install our very own well. What is that under? I believe that's under container. We can put in the old-fashioned hand pump if we so desire. But I find this pump is really slow at getting water up there, so I do have one that's a little bit faster, something a little more modern. I do have just this hose here. And we're definitely going to place that right next to this spot here. If I can get it where I want it to go. It's a little finicky bee. There, we have a water spigot right next to our water tank. Now, I want to get this fired up right away also. So what I need is, I do need a way to get the water in there. I buy the cheapest water tank mod I have. I do have that hand pushable. This will allow me to fill and dump into there at the same time without moving. So we want that. And we also need some seeds. The cheapest seeds to get is these. These are a little hard to handle, but this is the best bang for your buck, in my opinion. It's only $500 for 1,000 liters. Oh, I forgot I had the cannabis mod on here yet. Should I grow some of that on here? I have so many mods. We'll keep it legal and legit for a little while. How many should I go with? Let's start out with 2 bags of seeds. And fertilizer. Let's go with 2 bags of fertilizer. Gotta watch that budget. The money is going bye-bye very quickly here, I see. Okay. That should be all we need to get the garden started. We've got the sawmill running already. Make sure that's not... Okay, there's enough wood in there for that to run for a bit. Because we need to run back to town with the pallet forks and pick up our seeds, fertilizer, and water tank. Let's see. Well, as long as I got this on here, I might as well grind up that other stump quick. Starting out, you know, you got about 10 million things going on at once here because you want to start making some money and getting things established here. Alright, I'm going to grind this stump up, take the forks and my skid steer and trailer and run to town and get the seeds and fertilizer and all that jazz. Be back with you in a moment. Alright, here we are in town. I got my... Whoa, gotta be careful coming off that ramp once in a while. Let's see, I think the best thing to do... Let's unhook the truck, and I'll put the tank, the water tank, in the back of the truck. And then I'll put the fertilizer and seeds on the trailer. Should be enough room to put all that. Again, this is where the forks, the tongs with the straps come very handy. It allows you to lift stuff like this, because I technically can't lift this by hand. There, see? Allows you to strap on and lift stuff. Keeps the realism very realistic that way, see? We'll just kind of set that in there. Careful. Let go. There we go. Now we're going to hook the... Now these bags can be very finicky lifting those, but if you're careful, you can lift them just right. Let's see, let's widen the forks just a tickle. They're a little tricky, a little finicky, but they're not bad. I wish you could strap. Well, maybe you can. Let me try. In real life, you'd run a ratchet strap over the top of these. I haven't actually tried this. Let's see if this is even doable. No, it is not. Okay. So here is where I want to see if I can get under these. I might have to turn the collision off on these. Yes, I'm going to have to turn the collision off. Remove fork collision. There we go. So I can actually get up to them and then strap onto them. Oh, didn't accept it. Come on. Don't be finicky today. Okay. They're a little finicky, but they do work. There, I got them. That's what we want. Just like that. Perfect. Alright. Definitely got to get that truck hooked back up to the... No, I don't want to be in that. Come on. Get me in the truck. Truck, please. Thank you. Definitely got to get the trailer hooked back up before I load. Alright, let's get these on the trailer. Ever so carefully, gently, gently, gently. There we go. Yeah, depending on your needs, you will have to turn on and off the fork collision. When you turn off the fork collision, then your forks no longer have collision with stuff, and it allows you to do stuff like this. Ooh, that's a little heavy. Hopefully I can lift it. Both of them. I think I can. Ooh, she's bouncing, but I think we can get it up there without it tipping forward. Ooh, careful. Almost got it, almost got it. Ever so gently. There. Alright. We have our materials to get that going. Meet you back at the homestead. Alright. Normally in real life I would carefully unload those, but I think if I drive close enough here, I think it'll just automatically go into the greenhouse, I think. Yes. Okay. Now we need to unload this, get the water going. I want to go in the truck. Thank you. Oops. Unhook the trailer, please. There we go. Just got to get off to the side here. Alright. Get my water. I'll get that going. Go, go, go. Lots of work to do. Let's narrow them up a little bit. Oops, what did it do? Latch onto the truck at the same time? Yeah, you gotta be a little bit careful. I think it's latching onto the truck at the same time. Let go! Oh, how can we get it so it don't latch onto the truck at the same time? I think I just gotta tip them back a little bit. Maybe that's the issue. No, it still doesn't. Okay, this is where we make a small exception to the rule. Obviously, I would lift that out of there in real life, but the game is conflicting. So for situations like that, I will use super strength just to get the job done. Because obviously, in real life, you would just put the forks in there and do it. So little rules to the little exceptions to the rule like that will be made when the game doesn't want to cooperate. Alright, let's see if we can get some plants rocking and rolling here. This is going to take a little bit of time because this is a fairly small tank. But the idea here is you just kind of bump up here and you fill and just keep dumping and refilling at the same time. This is a pretty big greenhouse, so this is going to take some time. Basically just me sitting here and pressing the R key for a while as we fill it up, and I might as well fill it full. That way we're good for a while. And then all I do is worry about seed and fertilizer. As money rolls in, I can buy more seeds and more fertilizer. But we can definitely fill the water up. Alright, it is full. Alright, let's get that rocking and rolling. We need money, we need income. Oops, wrong icon. From what I read on forums, the most efficient and profitable thing is lettuce. So I think I'm just going to activate the lettuce one for now. That should, because we don't have a whole lot of seed and fertilizer in there, so that should be enough to get some lettuce growing. There, lettuce is growing. We got the garden going. How's the sawmill doing? Oh, that's rocking and rolling. I think I am going to spend the rest of my time knocking down all these trees. I think I'm going to take them all down. I was toying with keeping this nice big oak, but we're not an environmentalist. We're here to make money. We're here to make things. Plus, I got a nice tree in the garden over here, so it's all good. We got a nice tree in the garden, so we're good. So I think I'm gonna do most of all that work on camera. It's finicky work, basically just running a chainsaw, stump grinder, cutting down each little tree here, grinding the stumps up, clearing the land. The idea here is I want to make a nice field. Can I get away with picking this one up? No, I cannot. Okay, I thought maybe it's small enough I could get away with it. So, all right, let's hurt everybody's feelings. Let's take out this nice big old oak tree. This is gonna come down hard, I'm guessing. Such a pretty tree, but we need the room. We gotta take full advantage of what little bit land we have here. Oh boy, this is a big tree. That should make us some money. I'm definitely going to have to cut this tree up into chunks in order to haul it around. That's a given, I know it is. Whoa, baby. Now that's a tree. Let's see here. If I cut about here, can my skid steer handle this chunk? I'm going to try to take it in the biggest chunks I can. Yeah, there's 21,000 liters of wood here. That should make us a pretty decent paycheck, enough to get us going here anyway. There. Can my poor little skid steer handle that? Let's find out. Alright, we need to go from these forks to the logging forks. Oh, careful. Ooh, don't tip them over. Come back here. You know what? I'm going to put the collision back on those because otherwise they're going to tip over. Add fork collision. There we go. Okay. Alright, you poor little skid steer. Let's put you to the work. Let's max you out. Can you handle that big stump, or do I gotta cut it down, make it smaller? All I gotta do is slide you over to the sawmill there where I cut you up and make you into some boards. Alright, let's see if this can handle this. Oh, I'm moving it. I'm moving it. That's all we gotta do. Come on. Oh, it's doing it. It's doing it. Come on, baby. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah, that's a heck of a chunk of. That's a pretty good chunk. Oh, I can't turn. Come on. Turn. Just gotta get you in the trigger here. There we go. Well, that should fill up the sawmill pretty good. Yeah. How we doing here? How much can this sawmill handle? Oh, wow, it can handle 250,000 liters. Okay, well, that's good. Well, that should make some boards and furniture and whatever it spits out. What does it all spit out anyway? Okay, planks, long planks, and beams. Okay. Well, I do believe that is the last tree. That's all we got. We got every tree off of here. The next issue we're going to have before we can turn this into some type of field is rocks. But I might have to wait to contend with those because I don't have the equipment to bust them up right now. So we'll see. I noticed there's some sandy spots here where the skid steer really sinks, boy. Hope that doesn't become an issue for plowing and making a field where it just really sinks in the dirt and it's like you can hardly move. Got some soft soil around here. Alright. We got 35,000 liters of lumber in there. That should make some money. Alright, let me grind up some stumps and then I'll decide what I'm going to do next. Yeah, especially in this area. See how it's really soft? Hope that doesn't become an issue making this into a field. Really, I'm noticing there's spots in this map, boy, that are really soft and squishy, which only makes sense. It definitely looks like a sandy area. Then you get like up over here and then it'll just kind of bounce right back up again. Gee, there should be another stump in here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, see how it, see the difference? Then I'll go back to soft again. Got some soft squishy areas here, boys. Well, I am not sure what the deal is here. I have a I might have to cheat on this one because I cannot get this big stump to grind up. No matter what I do, what angle I try to attack it, it just, like, it doesn't want to grind up for some reason. I may have to cheat. I don't know. I'll try it one more time. Yeah, see what I mean? It's just not... I'm not hitting the trigger of the stump or something. I've been fiddle-faddling with it for quite a while. This is where I use the lumberjack mod. Just pretend that I did it legitly. It's a game glitch. That should grind up and it's not. There. So yeah, when it comes to bigger stumps, this little stump grinder just doesn't seem to have the ability to hit the point that it's supposed to remove it for some reason. There, stumps are all gone. I think we got a pretty good thing going here. Thinking I might take that job on next. Let's get a quick little aerial view. How are we doing here? Yes, things are clearing up very nicely. All the trees are gone. I don't see any stumps. Hopefully them rocks are removable. I think they are. Trees are gaudy. One more thing I'm going to do, I noticed. It's a little uneven here. We're going to pretend we took the bucket. And because this land is a little bit uneven. See how it's got like a ridge here? I'm just going to smooth this out just a tickle. Because once I turn that into a field, I am not going to want them bumpy ridges there. Yeah, there's some ridges here too. Just feather things out a little bit. Basically, when we get around to it, we'll pretend that that's smoothed out when we plowed and disked the field, and anything that looks a little rough, just kind of, you know, just touch it up here and there. Smooth things out a little bit. There, I think that looks pretty good. I don't see any other big bumps or ridges. Oh, a little bit here. There, it looks a little better. Okay, I think I've done as much as I can do for now on my own land. What do we got for contracts? Can't do that, can't do that, don't have the equipment for that, but I do have the equipment to do this. I think I'm going to take that on. It's only $1,200, but hey, it's $1,200, and I get to keep all the wood. So I think I'm going to take my skid steer, my truck, my trailer, cut them 8 dead trees down, haul them home, add it to my sawmill, and make a little money that way. Why not? It's money. Not a lot of money, but it's still money. And I got the equipment to do it. So I'm going to do it. Oh, that's a mistake. Big mistake, big mistake. No, 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 no. Must hook truck to trailer before loading trailer. Gravity. Gravity. There. That gosh darn gravity can get you every time. Ooh, I should also convert this trailer to make hauling logs easier. We can do that at the shop. Oops, shut that off. Wasting fuel. Alright, I'm going to put some sides on this trailer so it makes it a little easier to haul logs. So meet you at the shop and then meet you at the work area. Eventually I will put in my own shop area, but money is getting tight, so we have to use the shop in town. Not a big deal. I do believe this is a free upgrade. Adding the, yeah, that'll make the logs stay on my trailer much better. Okay. There, now I can just kind of roll the logs in there and they should stay in there no problem. Oops. Wrong button. Alright, let's back right into their windows and break their windows, and let's accept this contract. Oops, let's I haven't done a game save in a while. We better save the game just in case I do something wrong. You know, there's always got to have a take back. Alright, let's take that contract on. I think it'll be a good contract. And where exactly on the map is that? I suppose way the heck over, yeah, quite a ways away. So if I go up the road to here, turn here, drive along in there. Okay, I know where it's at, kinda. Let's go to work, boys. Let's go to work. We got firewood to cut up. Well, not firewood, but wood. Boy, this job is definitely way out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, there they are. Alright. This is going to take a little bit of time to do, I think. Let's see. Unload that. Unload this. And the forklift will have to stay here. We'll have to make 2 trips. Alright, we want to retract that. Get it ready for throwing logs in it. Okay, the trick to doing these jobs is you want to look for the dead trees and trees only with this red mark on them. That's the trick to this job. And how many did he say there was in this job? 8 of them. 8 trees, okay. We don't have to grind the stumps or anything. We just basically just got to get rid of the trees. There's one. And to make it look a little nicer, I think I'm going to delimb them. Make it a little easier to handle them. And they're way, way too long to fit on my trailer, so unfortunately I will have to cut these up. Did we get all the limbs? Yes, we did. Let's cut them in 6-meter lengths. I do have the lumberjack mod on here that also tells me the length I cut. And lots of extra. If you're going to do any type of logging, definitely install the lumberjack mod. That is a must. Otherwise, it's a really hard struggle. Hey, this is free lumber, so I'm going to take it. Might be a bit of work, but I'm going to take it. Can I lift this one by hand? Yes, I can. Sweet. We'll put these little stubby ones in the back of the truck here. And can I lift any more? I doubt I can. I doubt it. Nope. No lifty. Alright. Rest we're doing with this girl. No problem. We got the right equipment to do this. All we gotta do is get them lifted up and into the trailer. That's all we gotta do. Get them home and in the sawmill, and hey, it's more money. I take all the money we can get. Ooh, she's a little... Train's a little rough and bouncy here. We gotta take her easy. Oh, and it's soft there too. Ooh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Is this gonna... Can I even pull this off? I have to lift that up a little bit. Come on, get in there. Easy, easy, easy. Ooh, that's the perfect length too. Boom! There's our first log. Alright, this is going to take a bit of time and a little bit of doings. Ooh, I wonder if I can lift two at the same time. I think I can. See if I can get away with that. Okay, that's you, and then can I grab the next one too? I don't think it's too heavy. Easy, easy. Oh, come on, I've done it before. Gotcha. Two at a time. Well, I'll tell you what, this map has got some steep terrain. I'm having a heck of a time climbing up this hill here. It's pretty steep. Come on, baby, you can do it. I only got 2 trees left. Oy, come on. It's a struggle, but I'm a-doing it, I'm a-doing it. Come on. Then when you hit a sandy spot, it's even worse yet. Come on, baby, you can do it. You can do it. Climb the hill, climb the hill. I think the trailer's full. Nah, we can fit a couple more on there. Just gotta do some strategic strapping here. It's doable. Whoops, did I hit something I wasn't supposed to? What does that say? It'll stay. It'll stay. It's all good. Look at that. Ha-ha! Alright, unfortunately I still gotta make 2 trips because there's no place to put the skid steer. So skid steer will have to stay. That is a nice load of logs. And I got paid to take them. Free lumber. Alright, can I do this there? And... Oh, gotta strap and unstrap real fast. Okay, I don't think anything will fall off. Now, this is very, very important. If anybody does this job, do not, I repeat, do not collect the money right now. Get the lumber where you want to get it first. Because once you hit collect, any lumber you have on your trailer disappears. So get the lumber sold or where it needs to go first. Then collect the money. Just saying. It's a hard lesson I had to learn. Unless you want to do this job twice. Yeah, do not collect paycheck until lumber is sold or to your production point first. Yay! More lumber for the sawmill. We should make some pretty good money off this deal. And I need to make it because I found a really cool house I want to build, but I need quite a bit of money before I can build that particular house. Alright, we're at 35,000 liters. How many liters of wood does this give us? Nice. 1,500. Yes, that is going to... Yeah, that's going to make us some money, I think, once this gets done processing. Did it empty it both? Yep, everything's empty. Now we may collect our little paycheck. And it's not much, but it's a paycheck. Every little bit helps. There. Alright, I'm going to run back and get my skid steer back home. And, yeah, I don't know where we'll go from there. See what happens. I might just have to call it a day. I don't know. Alright, let me go get a skid steer back home. Huh. There's nobody here. I was going to say hi to my new neighbor, Mod Racer 73. This is definitely check out his channel and see what he's got going on. He's got quite the little setup on this little plot of land here. Definitely like and subscribe what he's got going on. It's pretty cool. I've been watching him. But yeah, it'd be cool if he was here on my map. We could be neighbors. That'd be kind of awesome. But yeah, this is where his digs is at. I was tempted to start here myself, but I didn't want to copy him too much, so I want to try to do my own thing. But yeah, that's where he's at on the map. Okay, it ain't much, it's cheap, but I can't stand having perfectly good equipment sitting outside. I think this is just kind of temporary for now. Just something to put my stuff in. As I say, it's just kind of clunky and old, but at least it's a roof. I hate leaving equipment outside, I really do. I probably should put some kind of shelter over my sawmill too. I despise leaving things outside like that. It makes it rusty. So, well, at least we got a little something anyway. Whoops. Yeah, that's what I want. Ramps down, please. Perfect. Well, I did a touch of landscaping. I decided to... Let's see if I can get a better view here. I decided to add a little gravel to my driveway. You know, just kind of... You know, it's just a start. You know, just kind of add a little gravel here and there. Splash of gravel. Got a nice little shed to store my skid steer in. Unfortunately, there's no room for my truck and trailer, but those can sit outside, not an issue. I would say we established a pretty decent start for our little homestead. Do we have enough money to cover the bank loan for the month? I think I do. Okay, yeah, I gotta have at least $3,000. Add a little interest to that. I got $5,000. Yeah, I should be able to survive a month. Day is a month. Got my temporary little shed here to store my skid steer and all my accessories. Close that up for the day. Contracts. I don't think there's much more we can really do. I don't have any equipment to do any of these contracts. And again, my rule is can't do contract unless I got the equipment to do it. Hopefully that one hangs around until tomorrow. I think I should have some pretty decent money flowing in tomorrow. Once this starts spitting out some product, I should be able to make some pretty decent money and get things really rocking and rolling. Plus the garden here, that's starting to grow some things here. I would say I got a really pretty cool setup going on here. I got things rocking and rolling. Like I say, we're kind of roughing it for a bit, but that's the way it always starts out. You know, you only got so much money. We're roughing it. We're survivalists. So we just got to make sure we get the house built before winter, because I got this distinct feeling it'd be kind of cold in here. This don't look like it's insulated, so definitely got to establish a house for sure by October, November-ish. Plus, I don't want to be pooping outside for too long. That's kind of cold. You know, right now it's nice and warm. It's 72 degrees, but We definitely got to make some progress here. So yeah, I think I got quite the thing going on here. Alright guys, I think I better end it here. Let's see, we got to get the screenshot though. Let's see, what's a good screenshot? I don't know what a good screenshot is. Maybe something like this. That looks pretty cool. Alright, till next time guys, thanks for watching and bye for now.